Hi there guys, Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice, and welcome back to the studio. In today's video, we are going to be tackling painting a chocolate chunk, chocolate swirl cookie. I originally painted this composition back during the 2020 World Watercolor Month, and since I was just jumping back into painting, I figured it would not only be an easy composition to pull off, but a pretty easy composition for anyone following and watching to pick up on. You saw that I just took time to actually sketch out the cookie, and now I'm jumping in with Royal and Langnickel watercolor paints. Now, Royal and Langnickel, is a very economical brand of watercolor paints that perform and work remarkably well to be so cheap, to put it bluntly. I do have a review on my channel for these paints, so if you would like to go and check that out, I don't think you'll be disappointed with them, and they do tend to perform a little bit better than most other economical brands of paints in their price range that are so readily available. So I am using shades of yellow ochre, burnt umber, burnt sienna, in order to paint in the composition. You saw that I started with a very watered down layer of adding those colors in. After letting that dry, I went in to start to paint in where the chocolate swirls as well as the chips and chunks would be. You did see that I added a second chocolate chunk to that painting because initially the first chocolate chunk was supposed to be a chip that got out of control as I was painting. So you know how it is when you sort of make a mistake in your watercolor paintings. You add that mistake in more to make it look like you did it on purpose, and you just roll with the punches. Now, at the beginning of the video, I showed you a couple of other versions of this cookie that were done previously. And I will say that I got real paint happy, I guess, just from the excitement of starting to produce videos again, and went a little bit darker on the color for this cookie than I initially planned to. But, I'm going to push through. I'm going to make it work. As I always tell you guys, never give up on the battle. Keep painting to the end, and who knows what you may come out with. So here I'm just touching up the different shades of umber and sienna and ochre that I have in the painting, as well as going over the chips for depth in the color. And I mix the burnt umber and a little of the Prussian blue that comes in this palette together in order to make a darker brown. That way I can go in and kind of add shadows into the chocolate chips, although they were already really dark. And then you see here I am just continuing to glaze and base on three different colors that I have in a cookie until I can get it to a variation of color that I like. Again, this cookie looked like maybe it was left in the oven just a little too long. And I have to laugh at myself because, again, I was so excited about what I was doing that I just kept painting. I just kept adding color to it. Although in my head, I kept saying to myself, Ken, you should really stop. Now eventually you're going to see that I'm going to grab some colored pencils and go in order to start enhancing, just different colors of depth. I'm going to throw in a shadow under the cookie here. And I just mixed my Prussian blue and my burnt sienna together in order to get a grayish tone. And I'm going to base in the shadow. Afterwards, I grab some of the yellow ochre and just a tad bit of the burnt sienna, and I mixed it in with white in order to try to make a highlight color, but it wasn't light enough for me. So then I grabbed some white gouache and mixed that into the color base and kind of got the highlight that I wanted. Now here I am just watering up some of that paint in order to sprinkle on the cookie to give it, the sort of real speckle effect that you would see on a cookie after it bakes. And I'm going to continue to work on shadows. And as I mentioned earlier, here you're going to see that I'm going to grab some pencils and start to do some highlighting and shadow basing just to sort of bring a little bit more 3D life into the cookie. So guys, for the first video back, not too bad, and hopefully I'll be seeing a lot more of you guys really soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Remember that sharing is caring is going to help grow the community. Head on over to the Thrifty Apprentice Facebook page and like us there, where you can keep up with the things that we do both on and off camera. You can also follow us on Instagram. Remember, as I tell you at the end of every single painting, Just keep painting.